Maladjusted Misfits.
Hi, I'm the Podcast King.
And I'm the Podcast Queen.
And together we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
And this week we're slashing prices on the one where we talk about friends.
That's right.
You might have said slashing prices really loud.
I'm murdering prices. Welcome, Misfits, and hello to any new Friends fans that stumbled across the blah. And hello to hello to any new Friends fans that have stumbled across our podcast.
Every week we rewatch the next episode in sequential order.
That's so that if you listen to last week's and then you listen to this week's, I can be like, my back feels better, and you'll know what's happening.
That's right. We talk about our trip to Iceland. You'll know when we get back that we've been to Iceland. I'm glad your back is better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lousy laundry baskets.
But now this weekend you have to go hang out with work friends with me, and that's not something that you love to do. I think he thought if he hurt his back that he wouldn't have to go, but he did it a week too early.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I just hurt my back.
And think things through. All right, what are we doing this week?
This week, get ready, racers. This is the one with the race car bed.
All right. What's our IMDb plot?
Well, Monica buys a bed from Janice's soon-to-be ex-husband. Ross and Rachel have dinner with Rachel's father. And Joey leads an acting class.
It's very cut and dry.
Very cut and dry.
Our episode director is returning Gail Mancuso.
Aww.
She also directed an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Ooh.
With Craig Robinson.
Aw, Doug Judy.
The Pontiac Bandit. If you haven't watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you should check it out. It's really funny.
Yes.
Our episode writer is a new writer. His name is Seth Kurland.
Yes. Okay.
He wrote 9 episodes from season 3 to 6.
Okay.
Was actually executive story editor as well.
Nice.
He wrote episodes about Mad About You and 8 Simple Rules. It has John Ritter, Kaylee Cuoco, and Katie Seagal in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never heard of that one.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, because they were filming it when John Ritter passed away.
Oh.
Yeah. And they didn't want to, bring someone else in, so
Right.
they wrote it into the show.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What a bummer. Huh?
Yeah. Not fun.
No. All right, when was our original air date?
Okay. It was November 7th, 1996.
All right, coming up.
And that week, the number 1 movie was Ransom, starring Mel Gibson and Gary Sinise, in which the father of a kidnapped boy offers the ransom as a public bounty on the heads of the kidnappers.
I forgot about that. So Mel Gibson was the father, right?
Yes.
And Gary Sinise was the
kidnapper.
policeman. Oh,
Yeah.
was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I haven't seen it in forever. I remember the cash being all on the table.
Yeah, at the news studio,
Yeah,
he dumped
yeah.
it all out. I'm not sure that's the way to go, but for fiction, it's fine, I guess. You can do whatever you want in fiction.
Criminal Minds would not appreciate that. Are you ready for some trivia?
I am ready.
All right, there's not a lot this week.
Not a lot of trivia?
No, it's getting sparse. I don't know. But this is the first episode where Gunther professes his love for Rachel.
I did notice that.
Yeah, it's the first time he says he loves her. Rachel's dad tipped 4% on a $200 bill,
Yeah.
which means he only left $8.
$8. Why bother writing that on the...
Oh my God. Why 4%? I was a waitress. I would have been mad. I would have been
Yeah. Justin Long would have followed him out to the parking lot to yell at him.
The song that Joey sings at the beginning of this episode, in the cold open, is Baby Elephant Walk. And this is when we find out that Phoebe's psychic abilities, per se, because she can hear the song that Joey is singing in his head.
Sure, that's
that's a thing.
that's one interpretation.
And then Rachel says in the cold open that if she squints, she can pretend Ross is Alan Alda. Not that he looks like him, but she could pretend that it is him.
Right.
He's an actor best known for the MASH TV series. Mm-hmm. Also, Jennifer starred with Alan Alda in The Object of My Affection. And Elliot Gould starred in the movie MASH.
Right.
Full circle. It all comes back together.
Yeah, Elliot. Yeah, okay. Very nice.
What were your episode reactions?
4 shots of espresso for me.
Ooh.
The Joey story is funny, albeit unlikely. Phoebe should have gotten a sterner talking to, but she was also funny. And I like that Rachel gets her panties in a bunch, but then when things turn out how she wants, it's not exactly what she wanted.
I know. She wants her dad and Ross to get along, but not at her expense.
Right.
Can't ask for everything. I like this episode too. Dr. Green or Ron Liebman, sorry.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, he's such a fun asshole.
Oh my God.
I mean, a lot of assholes are hard to watch.
Yeah.
And they're just like, ugh. He makes it so fun. I don't know how he does it.
Plus, he's picking on Ross. So.
Right.
He and Ross bonding is so funny. I love that scene. Mm-hmm. Joey's sabotage that backfires, priceless.
Yeah.
Just an all-around fun episode with some really good moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Favorite line.
All right, Joe.
All right.
Favorite line.
I went favorite line, moment, and outfit. Phoebe. All Phoebes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know if you noticed.
The Phoebe trifecta.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I went with Phoebe's line, well, if you really, really want it, then it's okay.
That was funny. So I ended up, I have a runner-up in here.
Okay.
But my winner was Ross. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, I lost a bike to that.
Oh, to Rust.
To Rust. Yeah. I like that one a lot. And runner-up is just, Dr. Green saying, Bobby?
And then she goes, Robert Bobby. I'm like, that doesn't make it sound any better.
But how he says Bobby.
Yeah.
Is
Bobby.
There's so much derision in that. So, favorite moment. Joe.
I'm not sure why I like it, but I like when Phoebe punches Joey in the nose twice. She's just like...
And she's so happy about it. He's like, wait a minute. She hits him again and just keeps laughing and jumping up.
I don't think she thought she could hit him.
And I like when the boys are bonding over picking on Rachel.
Yeah, it's so fun. So fun. All right, favorite outfit. All right, so favorite outfit, I like Phoebe's little velvet dress when she punches Joey. So it's like grayish blue. She has tights on. Yeah. Super cute.
I think that's the cutest one of the episode.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick that one. And I was like, oh, damn, Sherry took it. I went with Rachel's blue turtleneck and black trousers. She looked cute. And there's not a lot to work with in the... I mean, she looked cute in the white outfit, but I can't fucking pick a white outfit.
No.
And the whole time I'm watching it, like, she had a white coat, and the whole time I'm watching it, Joe would spill everything all over herself immediately. If she was wearing all white like that, you would just be covered in marinara sauce or something. Whatever.
I wouldn't even have to be eating marinara.
Yeah.
Themes we explored this episode.
Yes.
Theme 1, soap opera acting.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The old tweezers.
Tweezers in the trousers.
That's right.
That's not a euphemism.
Theme 2, buying a mattress from a friend's ex-husband, I guess.
That's so weird. Theme 3, having dinner with your girlfriend's parent.
Oh, yes. You hate having dinner with your girlfriend's parents. Theme 4, bonding with said parent about the dumb things the girlfriend does.
Now that's fun. All right, we're going to take a quick break before we break down the episode. We'll be right back.
There will come a time in each of your careers when you have a chance to screw over another soap opera actor. I had such an opportunity in the recent present, and I'm ashamed to say that I took it. I advised a fellow actor to play a role homosexually Yeah, we both auditioned for the part in a... As it turned out, they liked the stupid gay thing and they cast him. And now, he's got a 2-year contract opposite Susan Lucci, the first lady of daytime television. And me, I'm stuck here teaching a bunch of people, most of whom are too ugly to even be on TV. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you.
All right.
We're
back. All right. Cold open in Central Perk.
Oh, yeah.
All 6 of our friends are there.
Mm-hmm.
Opens without hesitation on Ross telling a museum story.
Yes.
No matter how famous their parents are, no one is allowed to climb on the dinosaur. But of course, it goes in one ear and...
Okay, now I like this. I think we all know who in New York thought their kids could do whatever they want. I don't want to get political, but Blank and Blank Jr. would have been in their playful 20s about this time. I think we all know who it was.
All right, so we cut to Rachel's inner monologue, and she loves how much he cares about stuff. And if she squints, she can pretend he's Alan Alda. Like as in a fantasy, or just pretend that he's anyone but Ross.
Rach is into the AA. Nice.
So we cut to Monica, dressed head to toe in brown again.
Right.
Even her fingernails. Her inner voice says...
Her lipstick.
Yeah. Oh, good. Another dinosaur story. Wonder when those will become extinct.
I feel like her inner voice would have used that joke years before.
Yeah. Then we cut to Chandler's inner voice. Outwardly, he's smiling and nodding, but saying, if I was a superhero who could fly and be invisible, that would be the best.
Oh, okay.
Gunther comes into view.
Yeah.
We hear his inner voice say, what does Rachel see in this guy? I love Rachel. I wish she was my wife.
Oh.
Cut to Joey, who is in the live-action Homer Simpson in this scene.
Yes.
Because he's singing Baby Elephant Walk in his head. And finally Phoebe, who says, who's singing? Cue, I'll be there for you.
That's a cute little exchange.
It is
cute little voiceovers. Okay, scene 1, Monica and Rachel's. Ross, Monica, Joey, Janice, and Chandler. We open to the theme of Happy Days playing.
Woohoo!
Ross asks, when you were kids and you played Happy Days, who were you? Ross says he was Richie. Monica says she was Joni. Me, I was Fonzie, because I'm cool. How about you, Yolanda?
I'm cool.
Joey asks if Egg the Gellers was the war cry of the neighborhood, and rightly so.
They were the Osmond twins. They were Joni and Richie. Come on.
I don't remember ever playing Happy Days.
No, never played Happy Days.
Of course, Happy Days started when I was 1.
Well, I think I watched them in reruns. I don't think.
Right,
yeah.
But
So
yeah,
you just never got in. Your parents never got into it. Your dad never got over Green Acres. He just watched Green Acres.
Well, I mean, we watched stuff like that on Nick at Night, Nick at Night all the time. So it's like Leave It to Beaver, Green Acres. Mm-hmm. There was something else, like Dick Van Dyke Show. I never watched a lot of Happy Days, though.
We watched Gunsmoke when my dad had control of the TV.
Ooh. Yeah, my dad liked The Rifleman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Oh, anyway.
Back to the
story. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Joey.
Okay. Anyway, we pull back to reveal Phoebe. I almost said PB. Phoebe in the kitchen, and the Mattress King commercial comes on. And Chandler tries to have it turned off, but Janice is like, no, I want to see half that kingdom is mine. So the quality commercial starts with the sad Mattress King, as if there is a happy Mattress King, right? I think they're all pretty sad.
Yeah.
But he's depressed, and he threatens to slash his prices. Nice. The suicide ploy segue into mattress sales. a rarely used sales gimmick that always works on me. Janice is upset that he'd used their marriage to sell mattresses, but he looks like a douche that would use his divorce to sell mattresses.
Yeah.
Chandler deems him a wank, but Monica is impressed with the prices. Monica may be too susceptible to advertising?
Yeah. So, Janice has a cold.
Yes.
You can tell.
Yeah. Sorry. I think it's funny that last week and this week, Janice is sitting with them in the coffee shop,
right.
sets off the episode,
and then
you never see her again.
And 2, there's a cut line.
A Chandler cut line.
And Chandler says, he stuffs that cod piece, right? And Janice answers, oh, yeah. But looks at Monica and Joey and mouths the word, no.
Oh, my goodness.
And Joey and Monica laugh really hard.
No, he doesn't. Not. That's all Mattress King in there.
That's so gross. All right, we open in Central Perk. Rachel, Chandler, Monica, and Ross. Mm-hmm. It starts off with a cut scene.
Oh.
So Monica brings Chandler coffee and says, there you go. And he goes, oh, you know what? I asked for no cinnamon on top. So Mon says, oh. And then scoops it out with her hand like Ross does in the future episode. With the one with the hypnosis.
Nice. They got cut, so they're like, put that back in.
Put that back in somewhere. Rachel's on the phone at the counter and says, okay, Daddy, we'll see you tomorrow night. Ugh. And then she hangs up. You can see Chandler dealing with the aftermath of the scoop out of his coffee.
I read it in the notes, and I saw him. I was like, oh, that's what he's doing over there.
So Ross answers, we... which is a regular occurrence at the Misfit house.
Oh.
I'm the social butterfly. Adam is the home.
Well, I'm not having dinner with your dad.
No. I'm not having dinner with my dad. So Rach explains that they're having dinner with her dad tomorrow night. I hope that's okay. Sorry, Daddy.
Ooh.
Ross explains that he has plans to fall off the Empire State Building and land on a bicycle with no seat.
Oh, nice.
Ouch. Rach explains that her father does not hate him. Ross disagrees and points out that he refers to him as Wethead. She assures him he calls everybody by a nickname.
Yeah, he'd call me the guy that steals the cigarettes and throws them in his toilet.
I remember when your friend smoked, he used to take them out of his mouth, break them in half, and throw them on the ground.
He did not like that.
No, because he smoked fancy, expensive cigarettes. So she pleads that it's one dinner, and she just wants him to love him like she does. Well, not exactly like she does.
Well, I hope not.
But if he goes to dinner, she'll love him like she does, in that black thing that he likes.
I'll go.
Chandler offers to go. Ross relents and says, fine. She kisses him while Gunther is staring daggers at him. Ross says, hi, Gunther. And he goes, yeah, we'll see.
I like that he looked over and he's like, oh, Gunther's looking at me. Like,
yeah, it was so weird. Like, he would not normally interact with Gunther. So Joey comes into the coffee house, not the cafeteria.
Callback. Nice.
That was such a funny thing. And says, guess what? They ask what, and he says he has a gig. They're all enthusiastic, and Chandler says he cannot be an actor because he cannot say the word gig.
And they do move the giant mouth painting.
They did?
Yeah. It's there's a big toast painting on the back wall now, and
like
you can see it off to the side behind Phoebe, like next to the window.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a picture of toast?
On the back wall now.
Oh,
popping out of a toaster.
Okay.
Toast.
Then holy flirking schnit, Phoebe is there.
Yeah.
What the hell? I didn't even know she was there. Anyhow, she goes, she cannot say croissant and gets excited that she just said it.
Oh!
And then, goddamn it, Monica is there too. Holy hell.
We don't like those establishing shots where we know who's in the room.
It's just like they focused in on those three and then we didn't see anybody else. And the scene was cut, so we didn't know Monica was there. But Monica's there. And she asks what the part is. And Joe goes on to explain that he's teaching acting for soap operas down at the Learning Extension.
How do you think he came upon that? Like one of those flyers with the little thing you tear off?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll be an acting teacher.
I wonder if his agent got him the gig. Who knows?
Yeah.
So everyone is excited and says that's great. And Joey says it's his chance to give something back to the acting community. Then Ross points out that he's not allowed to sleep with any of his students.
Oh.
To which I wish Joey would have said, that's the pot calling the kettle black. But he doesn't hook up with Elizabeth for a few years. So.
Yeah. At the learning annex, it's just frowned upon to sleep with the student.
Joey gave him a look like he didn't know, but it says, I know.
All right, so now we're at Frederick Bed Center, or King Coil, or...
That's what was on the side.
I think King Coil is a brand.
Okay.
And the other thing was the name of the store.
Frederick Bed Center?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
But Phoebe and Monica, and eventually Janice and... No.
Oh, no,
yeah, that's later, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you wrote that part.
Sorry.
Phoebe and Monica are in there. They're looking around. And Monica's bouncing on a mattress, and Phoebe is her wet blanket trying to guilt her about the location of her mattress purchase, but Monica gives less of a shit than I do. Then Phoebe spots a young man on the race car bed I never got, no matter how many times I asked for it, because my parents hated me. No, I won't watch NASCAR with you, Dad, because you never got me a race car bed.
Bitter much?
But anyway, Phoebe starts talking to the unaccompanied child, because parents love that.
Right.
Telling him that in the United Kingdom, the bed would be on the other side of the store.
Which is so dumb.
And the kid gives her the one eyebrow raised look that Dwayne Johnson gives.
Yes.
You know? And Monica lays on a soft bed and moans in comfort. And then she beckons Phoebe over. And I'm having very Joey thoughts about what's happening.
They're both on the bed together.
And Phoebe starts to protest the purchase again, but is won over by the bed. And she says, get the bed and make other friends. I think it's only because she has to abandon every conviction she ever holds.
I don't know why, but I love Monica's delivery of like, you gotta check out this bad boy.
Yeah.
So now we're with Joey at the learning extension with various students.
Yes.
We open with Joe writing his name on the board, and then he stops looking so it goes awry.
Yeah.
And then he underlines it, and then when he turns around, he notices that it's off.
Right, it's curled down, and he's put the line through his name.
Right.
I wonder how many times you have to do that to get it wrong.
To pretend, yeah. Which is funny because the line is very straight.
Yeah.
He says, good evening, I'm Mr. Tribbiani, and I'll be teaching acting for soap operas.
Okay.
And then there's a cutscene.
Oh.
Unfortunately, tonight will be my only class because due to a rare blood disease, I only have 2 weeks to live. A female student says, so do we get our deposit back? Joey says, that was supposed to be an example of acting for soap operas. Then a male student says, then why are you only teaching tonight? Joey says, I'm not. Look, why don't we get straight to the lesson, okay? All right.
And you're giving a guess.
Ugh.
He goes on to tell us about his stint as Dr. Drake Ramore on Days of Our Lives. No one reacts.
And Cornelius is in the class. Hi, Cornelius.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
The little background actor I named Cornelius is in the class.
He tells them the most important thing is reacting, not acting again. But you don't have a line, but someone else just did. And then he gets an applause.
Ooh, yeah.
Then ends with, in order for some of them to work in soap operas, they're going to have to become much more attractive. All right, moving along.
Oh, no.
That's really sad.
Yeah, emotionally devastating. All right, so now we're at Monica and Rachel's. Neither of whom are there, but Phoebe is. And then Joey walks in, and Phoebe asks, how the teaching went. And Joe thought it was great. He got to say things like, hey, the bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you. It's, because of high school. That's fun. But he has more news. An audition on All of My Children for a boxer named Nick.
Ooh.
And Nick is just like Joey, except he's a boxer with an evil twin. And there's a knock on the door, and it's the poor delivery guy from the Mattress King that they make do a hear ye, delivery from the Mattress King. I'd have told the king, yeah, I'm not saying that.
I do like his delivery, though. I
Yes.
think he's a funny guy.
Yeah. Well, he does a good job.
He
but
does.
I'd have just been like, I'm not doing that every time I deliver a mattress.
Well, how would he know?
Yeah. The guy asked if he could start doing it. He's like, I'm going to start doing this when I'm delivering mattresses. Yeah, do whatever you want. He asks Phoebe if she's Miss Geller, and she says,
okay.
She signs a form, Monica Falula Geller. Why this isn't brought up later, I don't know.
I know. I think they should have said it all.
They set it up perfect for a joke for later.
Yep.
And then they just left it. Yeah. Missed opportunity. Joey
is sad.
Yeah, Joey is upset that Monica bought a mattress from the Mattress King, and Phoebe pleads with him not to tell Chandler. And Joey clarifies, you want me to lie to Chandler? And she goes, is that a problem? No. Then she asks Nick the boxer to show her what he's got. And they both put up their dukes and kind of circle around and, do the face protecting thing. And, he says that she looks like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
And she says she had to stay at the Y, and some of the young men weren't acting Christian enough. And I'll assume she was fending off sexual attacks instead of committing hate crimes.
Ooh, ow.
But Joey playfully jabs her on the shoulder, and then she pops him in the face. And she's got all those rings on, so it's like she's wearing brass knuckles. And Joey tries to stop and reason with her, but she pops him again. And he's bleeding, and she's just laughing, and maybe she did commit the hate crimes. I don't know. She thinks it's funny that he's bleeding, and she's a vegetarian, and suddenly I'm concerned she might eat him out of nowhere. So they go to get ice as the delivery people come through, and while neither of them is paying attention, the men carry in a race car bed to Monica's room. The race car bed, by the way, looks as if it could pivot various stairways very easily.
Yeah, it looks very light. All right, now we're at a restaurant in New York City. It's something ending in Nico.
Right.
Because there's a tree right in front of it, and I couldn't see it.
Right.
So Rachel and Ross sitting at the table, and your favorite Dr. Green walks in, already complaining about the table.
Yeah, he doesn't get into the room and he's bitching. It's impressive.
And then he takes Ross's chair.
Yeah.
And Dr. Green asks how the library is, and Ross says, museum. And he says, what happened to the library? And Ross explains, there never was a library. There are libraries. I've just never worked at one.
And I'd have been like, and how's the gynecologist's office going?
You totally would have. So Dr. Green looks disgusted, but offers to order 3 lobsters. And Ross says, sure, if you're really hungry. See, he made a joke.
Yeah, that's fun.
So Rach explains that Ross is allergic to lobster. And then Dr. Green says, what kind of person is allergic to lobster? Maybe someone who works in a library.
It's not a fucking library.
Ross says, it's not a library. And Dr. Green says, I know, it's a museum. I can make jokes too. So Dr. Green asks for 2 lobsters and a menu, head nodding at Ross and shrugging his shoulders.
Damn, you need to know what we serve here.
So it cuts to the end of the meal, and Dr. Green is signing the credit card, and Ross asks about his boat. He goes, they found rust. Do you know what rust does to a boat?
Gives it a nice antique-y look.
Dr. Green, not amused.
No.
Says it's boat cancer. Ross quips, when I was a kid, I lost a bike to that. I love Rachel's giggle.
Right.
I mean, she full on laughs, covers her mouth. She's so funny. So Dr. Green, still not amused, goes to say goodnight to the Levines before they leave, and Ross pretends stabs himself with the bread knife.
Right.
Rach reassures him it's not that bad, and sees the check and infers, hey, Dr. Green added wrong. He only left a 4% tip.
Like, why bother leaving a tip? I don't... Just put a line there and put the total.
Right.
Why put 4?
But Rachel says, that's Daddy. And it does bother her. And if he was a regular at the coffee house, she would be serving him sneezers. But she's bugged about him a million times, and he's not going to change.
Once a lousy tipper, always a lousy tipper.
Nice. Ross asks if she really serves sneezers, to which she clears her throat and says, I don't. Dr. Green comes back, and they get ready to go, and Ross drops some cash on the table.
Yes.
Dr. Green tries to go back because he forgot his receipt, and Ross tries to talk him out of it, touching the icky carbon paper that can cause night blindness.
That's why they stopped using those.
No, they stopped using it because people could get away with charging a shit ton and nobody would find out for like a month.
Right.
Because it took a long time.
Yep.
So he sees the tip money and gets pissed. I think Dr. Green and my dad should go bowling sometime. And says, if Ross is so upset, he can pay for everything, Mr. Big Shot.
No problem. Late book dues to the rescue. I can pay for the meal and a proper tip. I'm a librarian.
But Ross says, well, it's better than Wethead.
Big Shot is better than Wethead.
Yes, it is.
All right. So we're at the Learning Annex or something. And Joey's there and his students. And Joey talks about never being able to cry as an actor, a good quality in an acting teacher. And his solution is to cut a hole in his pocket, take a pair of tweezers, and just start pulling. I don't know. That's got to look kind of funny when you're yanking in your pocket.
Yeah.
Anyway, one student is disgusted, but the others are taking notes. Joey's next tip is, should he want to convey that he's evil, that would be, I've got a giant fishhook in my eyebrow, and I like it. Yeah, that's what the kid in the race car bed was doing. The Tribbiani method really works.
It does. He's evil. That kid was evil?
I think so. That's what he did.
All right.
He must have been evil. For his third acting scenario, if he gets bad news, he tries to divide 232 by 13.
Which is 17.8461538.
Show off. But Joey's face is a mixture of confused and frantic. He tells the students, great job, even though I haven't seen them do anything, and that they're dismissed.
They listened.
And one of the students comes up excited, and he wants to share with Joey that he's got an audition. He's super excited. Joey's like, oh, I'm so proud of my little student. And this guy looks up to Joey, so he asks him if he can coach him. And Joey agrees. And then Cal, which is his name on the credit, shares that it's a role on All My Children for Nick the Boxer.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. And then Joey's face contorts in a mixture of confused and frantic, like he's trying to multiply 13 by 17.8461538.
232. All right, we're at Monica and Rachel's. It's Ross and Rachel. Ross and Rachel returning from dinner, and she's scolding him for putting money down.
I don't understand that, but whatever.
4%, Ross says. He tips more when there's bug in his food.
Yeah, I gotta be pissed to not tip.
Yeah.
And again, I just don't tip.
Yeah, and most of the time, it's not even the server's fault.
Exactamundo.
Like, if it's the food is not good or there's something in the food, that's not the waitress's fault.
No.
They should be comping your meal for that. But as long as the waitress is nice and good, I tip them.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Rachel's tonight was about them getting along. Look, I just want you to be able to be in a room together without you bitch slapping my dad. So by my standards, he was fine.
Yeah, he was exactly how he needed to be.
So Ross sighs and rubs his neck, and Rach tells him, go to my chiropractor.
Oh, my God.
He says he's not going to a doctor who went to med school in a mini-mall.
Oh.
They walk into Phoebe pacing nervously. She's freaking out. Monica trusted her with something she should not have, and she asks if Monica still turns on the lights in her bedroom. Rach says, yeah, and Phoebe says she is so dead and runs to Monica's room. Rach ignores what just happened and rounds on Ross, saying they will need to do some damage control. So she'll invite him to breakfast tomorrow, and he can make nice.
Why tomorrow at breakfast?
I know.
Why so soon?
It is too soon.
Oh my God. That's as stupid as having sex with someone while on a break and then pestering the other person to forget them the very next day. It's November. Just wait for the holidays.
Ross points out that he has tried, and Rachel says she knows her daddy is difficult, and that is why he has got to be the bigger man. And Ross says he could be the bigger man. He could be the biggest man, a big, huge, giant man, and it wouldn't make any difference except that he could pick him up and say, like me, tiny doctor. That was almost my favorite line.
I like picturing it.
Yeah. So Ross says it's not going to work. And Rach cries about having separate rooms for her mom and dad. And she doesn't want to have a separate room for him, too. So he caves and agrees and says he'll get the bagels.
I'd ask if I could just be in the room with her mom instead of the room with her dad.
Yeah. He likes her mom.
Yeah. Can't I just sit in this? There's still 2 rooms. I'm just in the one.
Yes.
All right. So then we're in Monica and Rachel's. Phoebe's and Monica and Chandler because we're in Monica's room. Phoebe is trying to block the room with the changing wall thing, but Monica walks past it and asks, "What's this?" It's a race car bed. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you're looking at it that it. Come on, Mon. But Phoebe tries to trick Mon into liking the race car bed. Isn't it cool? Vroom, vroom, maybe it needs to be on TV because Monica's not falling for it. She even asked if Phoebe made brownies today. I could go for some brownies.
Oh. Brownies or brownies?
Brownies. Brownies.
All of them?
Either or
one.
both. But Chandler's coming. Monica urges Phoebe to take off her dress so Chandler doesn't notice the bed, because then he'll know that they went to the Mattress Gang and, everybody's going to get in trouble. But Phoebe doesn't take off her dress because she's a bummer.
Because it's a cute dress.
And Chandler says he's going for some sushi. Would anybody... Whoa, somebody missed the off-ramp. Chandler asks about the race car bed, but Phoebe plays it off like Monica's always had the race car bed. And Chandler then asks, why is the plastic still on it?
Sometimes I have bad dreams.
Aww. Missing Richard again?
Oh my God. No, I don't want to. Too much.
And then they cut to Joey and the actor guy. Now, sometimes I wish I could cut out of scenes of my life. The end of that scene seems kind of awkward, and everybody's still got to kind of file into the living room, and it's weird, and I wish I could have, just be like, can we cut the commercial, or
can we cut to tomorrow?
Can we cut the girl kid up in her room, and in this?
I want to know if Chandler got sushi.
Right. Inquiry minds want to know. But we are now watching Cal, like I said, that's the character's name, practicing his audition for Joey. And he's crying and he's into it. And Joey's like, wow. And he asks the guy if he's using tweezers, but he isn't. He even takes his hand out of his pocket. No. He's like, really good. And then the dude asks Joey for suggestions. And Joey gets a fish hook in his eyebrow. And he fucking likes it.
Oh, no. He's gonna be evil.
So then we cut to Joey in Central Perk, and Chandler asks, you told him to play the boxer gay. And Joey admits to having said super gay.
Oh.
And Chandler says she's totally screwed him over. And Monica explains that he's the guy's teacher. But Joey thinks the guy was too good, and he wanted the part. He really wanted it. He really, really wanted it. And Phoebe says,
well, if you really, really want it, that's okay. Then there's a cut line. Monica says, Joey, the last time an actor did something this bad, a president died.
Oh, my God.
Joey looks confused. So Chandler goes, Lincoln, Booth. And Joey goes, something happened at the tunnel?
Oh, my. Wow.
Some of the lines I wish they would have left in. Some of them I'm like, yeah, that's probably good. Then.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny for Joey,
funny.
but on that scale, it's really not that bad.
No. So now we're at Monica and Rachel's, Rachel Ross, and the ever-charming Dr. Green.
Yes.
So Rachel opens the door, and he's, hi, Daddy. And he goes, baby. Ugh. Can I just vomit here?
Yeah.
Okay, I think when you're over the age of...
And that'd have been funny for us would have just been over.
I don't know. I think it's like 10. Maybe I give you till 12. Stop calling him Daddy. It is Dad, okay? He greets Ross, who holds out his hand to shake his hand, but he hands him his scarf instead. Dr. Green thanks Ross for dinner, who in turn thanks Dr. Green for teaching him a valuable lesson.
Walk the line, but don't be a kiss ass. Come on.
He nods and says, "Nice hair." "What did you do? Swim here?"
Aww.
To which Ross says, "That's it." Picks up the doctor. Just kidding.
Like me, little doctor.
He says, "I'm out of here." And Rachel says, "What? He's interested in you. He likes your hair.
If you're going to agree to it, you got to go through with it. You can't just... He called me whitehead again. I'm leaving.
So Ross is headed towards the door and rubbing his neck. Dr. Green inquires, and Rachel says she keeps trying to get him to go to her chiropractor. Dr. Green scolds Rachel for going to the chiropractor and says that man could not get into med school in Ixtapa.
Ixtapa.
So I had to look up Ixtapa.
Uh-huh.
It's a government-planned tourist resort in Mexico.
Oh.
That began in the early 70s and constructed on what once was a coconut plantation and a mangrove estuary.
Mm-hmm.
Population since last census was 6,500.
I think Dr. Nick went there.
So Ross agrees with Dr. Green and says he's been telling her the same thing. Rachel says, Dr. Bobby is an excellent doctor.
He only paralyzed that one baby.
Dr. Green is like, his name is Dr. Bobby? And Rach says, that's his last name. Which Ross follows up with, and his first name. So Dr. Green says his name is Bobby. It's Robert Bobby. And excuse me, Dr. Bobby helps me. Thank you very much. Ross chuckles and says, ask her how. When he asks Rachel, she offers that he helps her with her alignment. She has one leg 2 inches shorter than the other.
It should be an easy thing to measure and
yeah.
figure out if it's true or not.
Dr. Green says, you're just tilted. He bonds with Ross and says, her legs are fine. Ross says, I know. But why does he let her keep seeing that quack? And Ross says, I don't know. She doesn't listen to me about renter's insurance either.
Oh.
Dr. Green goes, what? What if someone steals something? How are you going to run after them with one leg shorter than the other?
Oh.
That was really funny.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Both Dr. Green and Dr. Geller get a big kick out of that. And Ross asks if he wants some juice, to which he says he would love some.
I love some. Son.
Ross tells Rachel, look, I'm bonding. And she goes, yeah, I saw the whole thing. Why don't you just tell him about the mole I haven't gotten checked out?
Excellent.
They can bond over making fun of Rachel.
That's right. Feel like they have a lot of ammunition. They could sit there all day. All right, so now we're in Joey's school with the students again. Right. And this time he's sitting cross-legged on the desk. And he's sadly admitting what he did to the other student, Cal, in a tearful soliloquy, finishing with the fact that the casting people liked, in Joey's words, the stupid gay thing, and they cast him. Now, he gets to star opposite Susan Lucci, and Joey is stuck here teaching Uggos how to pull hairs out with tweezers. But the students think he's doing a scene, so they applaud. It's kind of like Gene Cousineau misinterprets Barry Beckman's truthful monologue in Barry.
I loved Barry.
Yeah. But in this, Joey just thanks them instead of killing all the people that Barry did. Watch Barry. It's fun.
It is fun. Now we're back at the Mattress King store. I'm not sure of its name. I'm just going to call it that.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's Monica and Joey. A court jester salesman greets them, and Monica says she called about the race car bet. He tries to tell her she signed for it. Monica Falula Geller.
Not me, not my signature.
Right? Joey says, okay, jester man, we want to see the king. He informs them nobody sees the king.
It's not a real king. It's a mattress king.
Right. It's just the guy that owns the store. To which Joey snatches the receipt back and says, okay, I'm talking to the king. He goes to the office door and sees two people making out. To which at first he looks interested. Like it's free porn or something. Then he realizes it's Janice and her ex-husband. And Janice says, oh my God. And Joey looks disgusted.
Yeah, he must be trying to figure out a physics problem because he looks really disgusted and grossed out.
Confused.
Yeah.
What's going going on?
Like he doesn't even understand the question. All right, so now we're at Monica's bedroom, and it's the stinger. Chandler's in the race car bed. Chandler's sitting atop the bed, pretending to drive. Vroom, vroom. And then he's like, hey, watch it, lady. Which I think it's weird, but he's like, vroom, vroom. Hey, good looking. And then he hunks a little. I'll be by to pick you up later. Vroom, vroom. And then he sees Rachel, and he agrees to leave. He says his bed is so boring. And that's the end of the episode.
Aww.
Cut and print.
Cut and print. We're going to take another short break. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Phoebe, come here. Oh, this is my new bed. You got to feel this bad boy.
Monica, it still feels weird, you know? Chandler's your friend, and oh my God! Oh, all right, take this bed. You can make other friends. Oh.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
What did you learn from this episode?
Well, I think you should go first. What did you learn?
I learned I really hate it when adult women call their dads daddy.
Yeah, I got that. I got that coming off of you a little bit.
I don't like it.
That was like a pet peeve kind of thing.
I don't like it. What did you learn?
I learned not to task Phoebe with waiting for a delivery, not to take an acting class from Joey. Monica cannot let a sale go by. And I'm a little disappointed in Janice.
Oh, yeah. All right, what are your final thoughts on this episode?
Should I teach an acting class? Okay, I'm sending out the word to both of our listeners. Any interest, and I'll have an online acting class.
Oh, my God. This was a fun episode. The group is doing normal things again, like boring dinners, buying mattresses, but it's so funny.
Right. Go ahead.
Joey's soap opera nonsense funny. Phoebe gets a few punches in. See what I did there?
Yeah, nice.
I like this episode.
Yeah, it's a good. I like it because all the parts seem to flow into one another.
Yeah.
You know,
and it moves fast. It's fast paced.
Yeah.
Clicks along. All right. Sweater vest tracker.
Sweater vest. Okay, so the prior count for the season was 1.
Got it.
And this episode, we had 0.
0.
So, let's see.
Episode
0
7
plus 1 is 1. Yeah.
You didn't have to look confused on that.
I was trying my Joey acting.
All right, what's the IMDb rating for this episode?
The rating is 8.1 out of 10 stars with 5,300 ratings.
All right.
So,
all right.
You know, not the highest rated, not the highest number of ratings either. No. It's more kind of a middling, kind of average episode.
It is an average episode. So I found a review, 8 out of 10, so right on the par.
Okay.
It's called The One with the Brand New Bed.
The One with the Brand New Bed.
And then this name is Devashishparnami.
Okay.
All right. February 23rd, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Joey becomes a learning extension teacher in soap opera acting.
True.
And loves the respect from even more clueless kids.
Okay.
Monica chooses a ridiculously cheap bed from Janice's.
Oh, judgy.
Yeah, from Janice's. Phoebe signs for her at delivery of another bed, a childish race car.
Oh, childish race car bed.
Rachel convinces Ross to dine with her dad, who takes him down even worse than he feared. The next day, Ross and Dr. Green find each other making fun of Rachel's chiropractor and various lack of good sense.
Damn.
When Joey hears one of his students also auditions for the same role he wants, he tries to eliminate him by bad advice to play the boxer gay.
Mm-hmm.
But the effect surprises him, though less than what he sees at the mattress game when trying to get back Monica's original bed.
Oh, he brought it all together.
I love it.
Wrapped it all up.
So funny. And then I started this, so I found some really funny one-line reviews.
Okay.
I'd throw them
Right,
in.
right.
All right, so these are 10 out of 10.
Okay.
One-line reviews. Zoom. I like the bit with the race car bed, although there was no Karate Kid poster.
Okay.
If anyone knows what that means, let us know.
Maybe when they got theirs, they got a free Karate Kid poster
Maybe?
with their bed.
I don't know. The second one is, the beginning was one of the best. Underrated classic. And we can't ignore the fact that this shows that Phoebe has telepathic powers. LOL.
LOL.
Telepathic.
Yeah, with Joey. Very nice.
I thought those were fun. All right, what are we doing next week?
Next week is the one with the giant poking device.
Ooh. What's our synopsis?
Phoebe thinks getting her tooth cavity looked at will kill one of her friends. We finally get the quote I want on a t-shirt, Monica Bang! And Chandler gets devastated when Joey tells him about Janice.
Aww.
Sad.
Are you ready for some maladjusted content?
No. Goodbye.
Although I do want to point out that I like how you changed it to her tooth cavity instead of Phoebe gets her cavity looked at.
Yeah. Well, I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good.
All right. What'd you do this week?
This week I got better.
Mm-hmm.
We watched Dr. Sleep.
Oh, yeah. The sequel to The Shining.
Yes.
This is very good.
Yeah, it's good. Good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was expecting a sequel. Like, The Shining is probably in my top 5 favorite movies.
Yep.
So, you know, even Stephen King writing a sequel, I was like, I don't know.
Right. But he wrote The Shining.
I know, but still.
Because he didn't like the other
Right.
one.
Stephen King didn't love the Stanley Kubrick Shining.
Yes.
I do like the Stanley Kubrick Shining.
Oh, yeah. The
But,
TV version of The Shining was horrible.
But I thought that it was, as far as a sequel to The Shining, it was very good.
Yep.
I mean, it's the best that they could have done with it, I think.
I mean, I like Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I thought the lady they got to play Danny's mom in flashbacks was so good.
Yeah.
She got the Danny. Danny.
She's in a lot of horror movies too. I like her a lot.
Yeah, that's funny. What else did we do? Nothing exciting.
What else?
No.
Yeah, we watched things. Did we watch anything else? We bought some movies. Did we watch any of those?
What did I buy? I bought
The Haunting in Venice.
Yeah, The Haunting in Venice. The Hercule Poirot.
Hercule Poirot.
Hercule Poirot. I like those.
Yeah.
I love the Orient
Orient Express.
Yeah. Murder on the Orient Express.
I love the dead corpse on a Murder Express.
Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile. Death on the Nile wasn't as good as the other two, but I think Murder on the Orient Express was so good. It's like
I think I heard it that it came out right after the whole Armie Hammer thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Armie Hammer being a cannibal.
Well, you think whatever you want to think. The timing was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. But it was good.
Yeah.
So I bought those. I don't know. You watched another scary movie without me.
Right. I watched Exuma, which is a new Korean scary movie. It was good and scary.
It's October, so Adam will just turn on scary movies for me because that's what we do in October. Even though they're not my favorite, I do it because I love you.
Aww.
All right. Are you ready to wrap this up?
Oh, yeah. We should probably wrap it up.
All right. If you would like your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or if you just want to reach out and say, hey.
Yeah, you can just email us and be like, sup. I like friends too. And we'll be like, sup.
Sup. Email us at the maladjustedmisfits@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can message me on Facebook or Instagram. Try and rate us and leave positive comments. And if you like our podcast, share it with another Friends fan.
Right.
Say, hey, check this out. Maybe start at episode 8, not episode 1.
Episode 8? That's
yeah,
the one you
better.
like?
I think we get better. 7 and 8 start to get better.
Oh, okay.
We get in our groove. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. Well, what if somebody steals something? How are you going to run after them with one leg shorter than the other?